I came to Morgan State and Baltimore through an organization back at home called Junior Achievement Bahamas. They partner with schools and universities in across the United States, and they help with Bahamians getting scholarships. And Morgan State was the only university that offered me a full scholarship to their university, and I took it. Both of my parents, their highest level of education is high school. I definitely knew about college, and I definitely wanted to attend. I really wanted to attend for the experience. I really didn't know exactly what having a degree can do for me professionally, but I wanted to go to college for the experience. I only limited myself to go to the college back at home. It's now a university, but at that time it was just a college. I didn't think that I would be able to afford to go to colleges in the US and Canada, because those were my two options. My family, they didn't know anything about applying to colleges in the US. Living in the US was a whole different story. Like, we visited before, we had vacations there, but I was the first person to actually live in the US on my own. And it was a great experience coming to Morgan. Actually, my first experience at an historically Black university. I think that was the greatest experience. That aspect of coming to Morgan was the greatest experience. There were people like me. There were people that looked like me. And more than just my peers, but my professors and my mentors who really helped me and just really provided that foundation for me to be a first-generation college student, and sociology especially. I wanted to do criminal justice, but it was a concentration under sociology, so that's how I got into the sociology department. There were challenges, but I felt as though being a first-generation college student is a blessing in disguise, because I was able to conquer those challenges and be a better person for myself and for my future. I put myself on so many different levels that I thought I could never, actually prosper with. I got involved with internships and fellowships. I applied for graduate school. I got my graduate degree here at Morgan as well in 2021, last year, in sociology. I never thought that I would go to graduate school or even finish college. I was the first person in my family on both my mom and dad's side to go to college and finish college. And then I just went for another degree. So that in itself was just an amazing accomplishment. Like I said, it was a blessing in disguise, where I was able to conquer a lot of things that I thought I wouldn't. And I set myself to just be the best that I could be. I mean, it's kind of cliche, but that's just how my life turned out. I was involved in CSA, Caribbean Students Association. I was involved in the sociology club, Du Bois Stake Sociology Club. I was involved with internships. I was involved in Office of Residence Life and Housing. I was a tutor for 3 years. I did a graduate research assistantship during my graduate program. I did undergrad and graduate teaching assistantship as well. Yeah, I was all over campus. I started to get involved my freshman year. My peers, my Bahamian peers that came along with me, they were involved in organizations as well. And we just wanted people to know that our presence was here, like, we're Bahamians and we're here. It was a group of us, and we just always wanted to represent the Bahamas in every way that we could. Through being involved in organizations and clubs on campuses, I was able to foster better and closer relationship with professors like yourself. And they were, in turn, helped me a lot with my internships and things that I was involved with after that. So another highlight or experience at Morgan was my sophomore year in my archaeology class, and I called it a field trip. It was like almost a weekend field trip. We went to the Pearl Lab for Morgan, and yeah, it reminded me a lot of home. We were on the water. We learned a lot about what they do there. Yeah, and at St. Mary's Cities, I learned a lot about Baltimore's culture, or Maryland's historic culture, and I didn't know what archaeology was before that class. But yeah, that experience, I didn't think that was something that I would do in college. I go on a field trip, something that we call in high school, but it was a great experience. There were like some financial stumbles that I came across. There were some family deaths. My grandfather passed away, my aunt passed away, and my best friend's mom, she passed away in 2020 during the pandemic. And that was while I was in graduate school as well. So I had a few persons that meant the world to me in my life that passed away. Like I said before, a lot of my faith kept me like moving forward and knowing what my end goal was. I had my family, and it was just knowing in the back of my mind that I still had a goal to pursue. I couldn't stop. If I stopped now, my visa would stop, my financial support would stop, everything would stop. And yeah, it was a tough situation to experience, but I definitely made it through. Now I do research at Johns Hopkins University at the Department of Health Policy and Management. We work with older adults with Alzheimer's and related dementia. And I'm now a professor here of sociology, adjunct faculty here back at Morgan. My name is Felicia, and I am a first-generation college graduate at Morgan State University.